Don't act like I never cared. You pushed too far, now I can't hang on to you anymore. Quit acting like you're losing life you have lived before. No seconds pass without you up my ass. You can blame yourself, but I can't hold on anymore.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to FSB Racing Live. This is Sean Reap, joined in the booth tonight by Francis the Bandit Dittman, Phil Lacasse, and Jeff Hale, as we get started with this hopefully new tradition of interleague competition and cooperation here at FSB Racing and HOBO Racing at unrestricted Talladega. How you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing just great tonight. It's going to be an awesome race out here. I did some practice laps a couple nights ago out here. I want to talk about fast. Oh man, is this going to be good?
Yeah, it sure is. I snuck in here. Hey guys, can't wait to get back. Tried to talk to these guys, let me run with you guys tonight, but I'm gonna have a lot of fun. I'm gonna have a lot of fun up here. Great to be back. I'm gonna be racing next season, so this will be exciting to watch tonight for me.
And this is kind of cool. Well, sorry, Sean, I'll jump on you. It's kind of cool to come and join you guys. A fan of what you guys do at FSB every Friday night. And you guys asked if I could jump in for a little bit and represent the hobo side of things, because I see a lot of the hobo brand over on my home base at Full Velocity TV. So cool to come over here, give you guys a little insight about the guys you may not know that you don't see week after week. So, Sean, thanks for letting me come aboard. Francis, Jeff, this is going to be fun here. I can't hang out too long, but for a little bit I can help and provide insight. We're glad to do so. This will be fun.
Great, yeah, thanks for the assist there, Phil, because as you said, we don't know the hobo guys quite so well. Yeah, Jeff, Francis, and myself are FSB drivers. And as you saw, we've had our first gremlin of the night, as my qualifying standings didn't carry over on my little intro screen there. So we'll just go over to camera 2 and look at the qualifying lineup there. As we got Bob Dixon representing FSB, taking the pole with a 47.306. Yeah, nice lap for Bob there, as he gets a .03 over the second place car, pretty soundly on the pole over Ron Simpson from Hobo. Then we got second row, Jeff Stakanis in the 15. Boyer, is that a Jeff, a John? What's Jay Boyer there for, Phil?
Josh Boyer.
Josh Boyer. He taking it fourth. Harry Codian, former FSB driver as well, representing Hobo there in the 13. In fifth place, Josh Elliker from FSB brings it in sixth. Or is he representing Hobo? He's got an 18 there. We'll have to see which color car he's in. The white cars are going to be Hobo, the black cars are going to be FSB. And we race for team points tonight. Then we got seventh place, R. Napnik. Fugate. What's the first name on Fugate there again?
That's Jeff Fugate in number 5 there, Sean.
Jeff Fugate. Bill Farmer, Ed Finley, Rick Johnson, John the Dog Palmer going over to the Hobo side tonight. We won't hold that against them too long. Steve, the Big Cactus Weber, as my partner Milt Minter Jr. would call him, only through a lot more Budweiser. What's the first name there on Mr. Bumbelow?
Ricky Bumbelow.
Ricky Bumbelow.
The coolest name I found in the entire community.
Yeah, I'm gonna find every excuse under the sun or the moon tonight, really, to say a Ricky Bumbelow for the rest of the evening. Even if he falls out of the race on lap 1, I'm gonna say Ricky Bumbelow all night. I hope he doesn't mind. Yeah, Ed Fowler out there, he painted these FSB black cars reminiscent of Smokey and the Bandit. They're looking good out there tonight. Let's see, Nick Fleck, my teammate at Pony Express, there starts 16th, representing FSB. D. Sorensen, he's got Pushrod 17 there, his name is Bob Becker, representing the Hobo side. S. Rubino, B. Spataforno, what's the first name there?
Brendan Spatafora.
Brendan Spatafora, oh yeah, he checked in the chat earlier, saying he was going to be racing tonight, okay. Yeah, he sometimes tunes into the Friday night FSB broadcast, so good to see him out tonight. Daniel Dupuis from Quebec, representing Hobo. Will Farmer, the junior farmer of the FSB farmer contingent. Last car to qualify there, comes in 22nd. We got a bunch of provisionals there with D. Rubino. Sam Young's going to be sitting this out tonight. He's going to be spotting from the sky. Slim Jim Gately. T.G. Reese, Isaac Johnson. Gotta scroll that down. Not used to having so many cars start. There we go. Jim Pops Margison in the 24. That's another starter. Maverick His name is Chris Rogers, I'm told. Representing Hobo, Ryan Johnson, Mark DeSenza, Dan Francesconi is probably just practicing, right? And then Jeff Habik. That's Habik, not Habik. Starting with the shotgun starting position there. So there we have our field here for this, again, special event. It's for team points. We've got some charity implications on the line here, too, as a anonymous benefactor has pledged $100 in the name of whichever league pulls off the win tonight to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. So that was, we thank our anonymous donor there, and invite anyone who chooses to match that to or contribute anything to that to go ahead. We officially chose St. Jude's as our charity of choice at FSB in the off season, and we're looking to do some charity events going forward. And I think we are about to go live here as cars are taking the grid.
So what do you think, guys? I'll bring it to you this way. 94 laps at Talladega. It's a long race. You're getting well in the excess of 250 miles. You got a lot of guys here with the FSB versus Hobo dynamic that probably haven't driven a lot together on the same racetrack. You bring the drafting dynamic to Talladega to it. I mean, Francis, what do you think? A veteran as yourself, you've seen all these guys run at FSB for years and years. I've watched the Hobo guys. Drafting, we think it's easy in the most right, but with guys you may not be familiar with from going back from interleagues, how do you think that's going to play in the dynamic over a really long race? 94 laps at Talladega, it's enough to wear you out.
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to wear these guys out for sure, and you're definitely right about the drafting. You never know what the person in front of you, especially like you said, if we never ran with them before, you don't know what to expect. But I'll tell you, this is really going to be a good race. I have a feeling.
Yeah, I tell you what, guys, I always like to try and be out front and lead as much as I can and stay out of trouble. So if I'm up front, that's where I want to, try and stay and be there at the end.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys. I like to be either up front or at the back of these types of races, because the middle, that's what you call the kill zone right there. You just don't have a lot of room to avoid it, and if something happens in front of you that you do avoid, you can still get run over from behind. But the GNS physics, the lack of restrictor plates, that's the wild card here. Not everybody has a lot of experience with that particular setup.
And not only that, but there's a new company tonight, so definitely got to have some patience and just ride it out for a while. If you're in the back, if I was in the back, I would just stay in the back and just ride it out and get to try and get some green stops soon.
Really long front ends on these noses too, on these Z28s here. So you talk about the GNS physics, you talk about the hit boxes here, the way the noses play out. It's unrestricted. You're thinking these guys are probably hitting the inches of the corner there, Sean. I know you got the telemetry, but probably around 230 mile an hour at corner entry. That's screaming enough. You put one of these long noses out there on one of these Camaros or Z28s out there, it can make for hairy times in a hurry.
Yeah, absolutely, and they don't always bump square, so you gotta be careful of that too. I understand the deck lid, the deck area is not as long on the visual model. Okay, Jeff Habik checking in the Facebook chat. The YouTube chat says he's just watching tonight. Just practiced out there, so thanks for tuning in, Jeff. Pace car is off. And Bob Dixon.
Don't say that to Jeff Hale that he's out. You want to jump down out there and go.
Yeah, Jeff Hale, for those who don't know him, as if that's imaginable, Jeff Hale's one of the best restrictor plate super speedway racers around, so you bet he's chomping at the bit wanting to get out there at these guys. But come back and race with us some more, and we'll give you another shot, man. And we are green.
Flags in the air.
Yep, green flag.
Looking for a nice clean start here, and everybody finds their drafting partners and has at it.
So, Francis, let me ask. I'll even bring Jeff into the topic here, too, is, you think about coming out here to a place like a Talladega. Normally we see restricted, so it's usually about a lap to a lap and a half, maybe 2 laps to get up to full speed. Unrestricted on a GNS Physic, you think these guys are probably up to almost top speed by the time they hit the entry at 3 where they're at now.
Exactly. I'm seeing right now they're running 199. Came into turn 3 there. The leader did so.
Yeah, the
Yep,
cars.
they're just about up there.
The cars back in the draft. I was on board with Mr. Napick there in the 3. He went into turn 3 at 202 miles per hour from position 7 there. So yeah, these things are moving, and they're moving right out of the gate.
Yeah, I tell you what, guys. You know, I love this mod because the thing I love about it is you got so much strap, and you can really push with somebody that's going to ride with you and just work it out, and you get that high side rolling, and it makes for a good race. And plus, you know, running that outside line can be fast once you get teamed up.
Well, that's what I'm the most curious about, and seeing my first unrestricted race live on airwaves like this. Normally at Talladega, you think, you know, the outside lane usually plays dominant in any physics beyond the cup. I'm kind of curious to see here, unrestricted, what line kind of plays dominant. Through the opening lap, it really looks like the inside lane is where it's going to be, but I don't know. What do you think, Jeff, being the veteran of a guy in a super speedway, having experience in these cars? Is that outside lane going to get that good pull the more cars that get up there, or unrestricted? Are we going to see a lot of running down low that's going to kind of bring all the big numbers with it?
Yeah, you just really have to work the draft and, you know, push the car to its limit, stay on that bumper, and you know, you'll get some momentum, even if you're outnumbered. And you know, the less cars you got, you know, it's easier to pass and gain spots. So if you get somebody really well to work with you, you know, that outside line will go.
And you see now, it looks like FSB has chosen the bottom and Hobo has chosen the top, as there's a lot of black on the bottom and a lot of white on the top. So we'll see how that goes on. And at these excessive speeds, as noted, over 200 miles per hour, when we're used to, you know, topping out under that, tire wear could definitely start to become a factor as to whether you can hold that bottom lane. So I think most people are probably just trying to get to the first pit stop at this point. That's what I usually do in a super speedway race. And they're watching. They're watching where cars are getting the run, where they're not, where they're binding up, and you know, who's comfortable where. Just kind of feeling it out.
Yeah, and all these guys know it's a long race. And, you know, I see a lot of good patience with everybody. So we're just riding it out. And, you know, like you say, Sean, getting that first stop and, you know, let the race begin after that.
Absolutely. Plus, I'm pretty sure with this being a new out-of-the-box special event, nobody wants to be that guy and be the one that starts the big one in the first ever FSB HOBO IROC shootout.
And I really, you know, applaud you guys for putting an event like this together. FSB and HOBO, 2 leagues I call really dear friends. You guys are 2 really big established leagues in the NR community. I really hope to see an event like this kind of maybe take off, maybe make this, you know, a couple of time a year special event thing, bring some of the best out from all leagues out there, really make this an attraction thing. Give it like a broadcast type of feel, get guys like myself who are used to being in this chair, maybe out there to the racetrack and mix it up with some of the names that I get to call here on a weekly basis all over the place. So I'm just going to say kudos to you guys for putting on a great show here. FSB and HOBO for coming together in an event like this. This is really cool because I know FSB normally has their Friday Night Cup series that goes on. I know HOBO does a lot of racing. It's really cool to see 2 leagues just put complete everything aside, especially come around this holiday season, and watch you guys all come out here. And for a great cause, the charity of St. Jude's putting it out there, and the $100 donation for the anonymous donor out there, you know, pledging the name of the winning league here tonight. Really, really cool. This is a really cool event, and I hope to see a whole lot more like it, you know, especially, and really cool as a board member, a founding member of the Sim Racing Association. See you guys all come over here tonight. SRA brothers here at FSB and guys at HOBO have come over and visited us a time or two. Really cool. I'm hoping a place like the Sim Racing Association can maybe be the catalyst to bring more than 2 leagues and maybe make us a multi-tiered, maybe a tri-annual or 4 time a year kind of thing. I think, Sean, that'd be really, really cool with you. This is really cool.
Yeah, that's basically the idea that we were looking for here. We wanted to test it out, dip our toe in the water with 1 league. And we had ties across both these leagues, so we were able to put it together tonight. And but yeah, look at this. We got look how many cars we got out there. This is a 15-year-old sim. It's still going strong. That's kind of what we want to show too. That it's out there. Let's keep this thing going, keep it alive, and yeah, bring all the drivers we can together.
I'll tell you one thing that's going, Francis, is that bottom line, man. Those guys are starting to roll on them now.
Absolutely,
Looks like they're all worked up together and just riding to that first stop. But that inside line is just really taking off.
It looks like Bob
sure
Dixon.
is.
Yeah, Bob Dixon, Ed Finley hooked up there. Josh Elliker, another serious threat at any super speedway. He's perennially a winner and in the top of the points in the super speedway series at FSB Racing. No surprise to see him working his way to the front early, working with Ed Finley and Bob Dixon there. Meanwhile, in fourth place, you got the first Hobo racer showing up in Harry Codian in the 13 car.
And that's a guy right there, Sean, who's a super speedway, veteran, a guy who I've seen win a ton of races on the super speedway. Harry Codian right now carrying the Hobo flag, but I'll tell you what, I'll guarantee that car stays in one piece. Harry's going to be a guy in about 90 laps from now you're going to be talking about as a guy contending for the win.
See, it's funny, when he was my teammate, I thought he said he hated super speedways. But yeah, he's definitely a really good racer, and he's smart. We got a car around hard, left side into the wall. It should bring out the caution. Yes, we have caution on the track. I'm gonna go back and find out who that was.
Number 9.
Yeah, number 9, D. Rubino is the one who went around.
Yeah, tough break for Bino right there. He was out there, kind of looked like just kind of minding his business, riding at the back, and I'm not sure if he got some clipping or contact from somebody who just kind of got loose. Oh, there was definitely contact, Sean. You'll see on the replay. He definitely had some help, but looks like just a solo car incident. Tough break for Danny, no less.
Got it called up here. Just going into turn 3. Looks like, 21 of Isaac Johnson just kind of wiggled up from the bottom there, and just a slight contact, and around goes Bino. Tough break. The good news is it didn't hit the right side of the car. It's possible they can get that patched up and get him back out there, and as long as he can keep a draft, he might be okay. Yeah, one thing you don't want to do, especially on any aero-dependent track, is hurt that right side of the car. It's just a parachute after that.
Oh, naturally, when you're out there at well over 200 miles an hour, you wrinkle up anything. I mean, not only that may kill the speed, Francis, that may completely hinder how the way the car handles going through the corner, especially, with the high rates of speed, the turbulent air. Guy, you don't want any of those fenders ripped apart. I don't care what corner of the car it's on, but especially, as Sean said, the right side, so sensitive. And on the nose, too. You hit anything on that nose, it may be a long night.
Oh, for sure. There's no doubt. You hit anything on that nose, it's going to be a long night, because 10 to 1, your engine's going to have damage, and you're going to go in there and get it fixed, and they're going to shut it off. And boy, we got a mix up on pit road here, too.
Yeah, I'm watching the 9 car make that pit stop there. I'm seeing just the tiniest bit of daylight through that fender and hood on the left front. So that could affect him. In fact, that's a long stop. I hope they didn't shut the engine off. If they did, it's going to be a long night if he chooses to stay out there with that damage.
Oh, yeah, definitely. There's no doubt about it. We ran a sprint race there the other night, like I said, out here. Us FSB guys, and John Palmer was the only hobo car out here. But I got some damage. I hit the wall pretty well hard, and they had to shut my engine off, and it was terrible. I couldn't keep up with the guys at all.
See, FSB cars came out. Looks like we got the first 6 spots off pit road there altogether. In the top.
Looks like somebody had an issue leaving pit road. Looks like Harry Codian's 13 car may have got a little tad bit squirrely getting on the throttle leaving the pits, and I think can't see the number here, but it looks like this just at the very end of pit road, Sean. He got into, can't tell if it's a red car on my screen. I don't know if I have all the paint jobs that I should have, but it definitely sent everybody scurrying out. I see Elliker up there near the grass. Another red car up there. I think it was a 16. Yeah,
we got it.
13 got loose. I'm sure you got it there.
Yeah, I got it coming up. Here's Harry pulling out of his pit. Looks like, yeah, he just spun the wheels. He probably tried to just goose it coming out of pit road, do the clutch drop thing. And with an unrestricted motor, he's probably not used to that at Talladega. It just went around. So yeah, some cars took evasive action. Looks like there was no harm, no foul, though.
At least everybody's still in the race. That's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to think of it, guys. Probably the first time these guys have all come down on pit road and pitted together. So you put 30 drivers down there. You're scurrying for where your pit stall could be, communicating with guys you may normally not communicate. So, it looks like it wasn't anything anybody could do wrong. It looked like Harry may have jumped on it there, as you said, unrestricted motor. Probably turned some more RPM than he was accustomed to. Probably just kind of goosed it a little too hard, as you said, and just round she went.
Yeah, one thing that messes with
to do.
Yeah, one thing that messes with my head, whenever our Cup series gets to a restrictor plate track, I run every Tuesday night in the Super Speedway series, which is Cup cars but with truck physics. Well, the truck physics in this game are unrestricted because it's a truck. It punches a hole in the air the size of a Winnebago, and it's got less horsepower, so it doesn't need a restrictor plate. So I hit the track in the restrictor plate, Cup car, and I keep bouncing it off the rev limiter because I'm not used to, redlining at 7,000. So I get through that race, then I go race on Tuesday night again, and I keep spinning it out because then I got used to the restricted motor. So yeah, it's funny how we get into habits and what we expect just based on what track we're sitting on.
I think the thing I'm the most jealous of is the fact that you guys actually have to go still out there and, get behind the wheel and go out there and mix it up with these guys time to time. A guy like myself who does this, basically for a living now behind the microphone night after night. I mean, it's got to be fun. It makes me jealous to hear you guys talk about what your own experiences are behind the wheel of a race car, because I'm lucky I get to do it maybe, twice a month. And if I do it, it's more than likely on a short track. So I'm kind of chomping at the bit watching this.
How are you?
Well, we're going to have to get you out there then.
How are you at road course racing, Phil?
Terrible.
Good.
The worst.
Come out on Sundays at FSB. We got the Road Rage series. You'll get better. That's a Sunday.
I'll have to put that out to a couple of guys. That sounds like a lot of fun. That noontime on Sundays.
Yeah, I think it's what is it, noontime Sunday, Francis?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't usually get the chance to run it because weekends are kid time, but yeah, it's a good time for for someone who's got that kind of schedule. And it'll only make you better.
If I'm up that early on a Sunday, because the schedule we've been carrying lately, it's been basically getting on the PC at 6 in the evening and sometimes signing off here 2, 3, 4 in the morning after I get all the behind-the-scenes work done and clericals and all that fun stuff. But so sometimes we see the sun come up by the time we go to bed. So if I can drag my lazy butt up here on a Sunday morning, you may see me come out here and play.
And Sean's telling the truth too, Phil. I started doing it this past season there, and I've noticed a big difference because I never liked road courses at all, but I've noticed a big difference in my driving, even on super speedways and on short tracks and everything. What a big difference it made.
I tell you what I noticed is, Bob Dixon started up front, staying up front, come back out leading. So I got my eye on him. He's good at these type tracks, and here he is leading. And I tell you what, just like I said, you out front, then you can stay out of trouble because there's nobody in front of you.
And if I can carry the home flag here for the Hobo guys a little bit, just looking up and down through the field, I see Stakanis and Napick up there. You get those two, and you find where Jeff Fugate is a little bit down the list. You get them guys, and maybe say Josh Boyer together. If you get that foursome hooked up, maybe put Cody Yen on there. I think those five, they're going to have to get together because I can see the camaraderie with the FSB guys already, the way they're running. It may not be one of those every man for themselves kind of things. I think you're going to need a dance partner, and you probably have to look to one of your fellow league mates to get it done.
That
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
true.
Yeah, you can't do anything by yourself at Talladega. You know, Bill
Green
Elliott.
flags out.
Yeah, Bill Elliott unlapping himself is never going to happen again.
Now, you definitely got to have friends or make friends.
Well, that's never been a problem for you, Hal. You're like the Pied Piper out there. You pull out, everybody goes with you. I'm like, hey, I know what I'm doing too, guys. And we got a nice clean start here. Everybody's sorted out, looking for to get in line with their partners there. And again, we're up to full speed before they hit turn 3.
Yep, 80 laps to go, so still a long way to go. We're going to have some more pit stops. And like I said, I think these guys are just going to ride and see what happens.
Oops, accidentally dropped it to desktop there.
I think at this point they probably have to ride it. It's a lot. I mean, 80 laps at Talladega. You're thinking at least 2, maybe even 3 pit stops from here if this thing stays green. So it's probably a good idea now. You saw that first wreck. I mean, you get innocent contact between Isaac and Bino out there. I mean, it's just a little thing that could kill a race car. There's a lot of laps left, and you can't pay out the points or the money and the prestige on lap number 15. We don't pay that until lap 94. So probably a good idea for these guys to log some laps. And I know the FSB guys do it. I've seen them running long races before. They know how to get in line and make laps. The Hobo guys, I see run a lot of the Cup cars. I see a lot of them on the short tracks. Watching them in a super speedway, this is kind of new territory for me. I'm kind of curious to see in a little bit of time left I got here to donate with you guys and hang out. But man, I'm anxious to see how they kind of all start teaming up and working together, because I get to see these guys a lot on the short tracks on an open wheel car. Got to see them in a dirt modified last night, which was really a lot of fun to do. But I'm curious to see how this is all going to work out.
It looks like they're pulling the strategy now. They're trying to make that high line work, or see if and where it works. Because I mentioned that earlier too. Early in the race, we got another car around there. Back to that thought before I go find them. Sometimes you just want to find out what works at this point, so you know what will work later in the race. Yeah, if you go out and try something and lose positions, there's really nothing lost. I'm gonna go back and find that was another white car, one of the Hobo guys around again.
Maverick was the one who went around, and tough to see where I got my camera laid at. If there was definitely help there. Can't see the number. It might have been Jim Gately that was behind him too. So Jim's one of those guys you normally don't see make contact with anybody. So not sure if Maverick thought he had a hole in line, or it was a net code kind of lag, or the long nose on the Z28. It's not exactly sure there, but
Well, here we go.
Jim and Maverick made a little bit of bump.
So you got Slim Jim holding the low line going into 3. Yeah, and my unofficial take on that is I believe the 14 came down there going into the corner. Just probably, again, like you said, the long rear end of the car. Didn't realize they was going to clear him.
Well, there was really a big hole. I mean, you can't really fault Jim there. I mean, you're probably going to lay in the throttle if you see that whole lane down there. I don't know if Maverick just misjudged where he was, or you just never know. I mean, so many scenarios you can play out through your head when you got the steering wheel in your hand. So it probably just a misjudgment there, if anything else. So I don't think really anything that Jim could have did, any kind of differently. I don't think any differently than any of us would have did if we were out there with mashing the gas pedal to the floor.
Well, if we look at it in the slow motion view here, you can see what we're talking about with that nose and the rear end not really being scaled the way you think. See, I'll play it back at slow-mo, and we don't see them physically make contact here on our end, but yeah, it clearly sent the 14 around.
It looks like we'll have a few stay out, so that'll mix things up just a little bit.
The better news, it looks like everybody on pit road this time has come through and all without issue. So everybody coming in probably get it full of fuel. maybe tires. You haven't put too much laps on. Tire wear not usually a big thing here, but I don't know. What do you think, Francis? Unrestricted Talladega? Tire wear? Maybe?
A little bit, but not too bad. The other night when we ran, of course, normally ran like we had a 10-lap sprint, so I couldn't really tell. But when we were out there practicing, the right side tires are the ones that really wore down a little bit, but not bad at all to where you could go without getting tires.
It looks like Fugate may have stayed out there, so if I know Jeff at all, and I've seen Jeff turn a lot of laps, I don't think he's going to come in here. I think he's one of these guys who kind of wants to keep his nose clean. I think he's seen a couple of early wrecks here, the first, 15 so laps. I think Jeff may be one of those guys that roll the dice and think, hey, there may be another caution coming where I'm not going to get too far off cycle. Don't think it's a bad idea. I know Jeff Fugate. I've seen him win a lot of races over at Hobo. He's a gambling type, so I think the majority of the field there all came on pit road, but I think Fugate was one of the rare takers that decided to stay out, and my guess is he's probably going to just take this field back to green.
Probably. I mean, I think he's made his bed now that he stayed out on the second lap. And see two cars peeling off. That was Nick Fleck and another FSB driver. Guess they had also stayed out, but didn't quite get the lap lead like they thought they would. Although laps led aren't counting towards the points for the team. Yeah, the team points were running tonight, so not really any need for that.
Just to let you know, Nick there, he fell out there, so he came back in, so that's why he's a few laps down there.
Oh, okay, so he was a lapped car. That's why he hadn't pitted yet. Okay. Yeah, my ticker only goes up to 20th place. I didn't realize we had anybody down a lap yet. Gotta love that. When I set it up with 20 places, man, I hope we fill those up and it's not just a big empty spot reminding us, who's not there. And we filled it up most Friday nights, and we've exceeded it tonight. If I had time, I would have added another row.
It's a bad problem, man. It shows that the community, it's, as everybody says, we've been here forever. The sim is going on 16 years old. It's still alive and well. There's so many great leagues. You get two on display here with FSB and Hobo, but there's so many great leagues. You just look at the TeamSpeak we're in here with the Sim Racing Association. You got, my home league, I'll throw in TDR Racing. It's been around since the beginning of the sim. Still out there doing alive and well racing multiple nights a week. You got great leagues in here. Fast racing, pound for pound, I'll take you. Probably the open setup wise, probably the fastest league out there. Fast by the name, absolutely fast by reputation. Great leagues in here like BGSR. They've been out here for years. They do a lot of wacky things in NR. They'll camp out some different games. You got the guys over here at Fuel, another terrifically great league that runs a few nights a week. I mean, this community is still alive and well. So many great leagues out there. If you guys are out there that follow around one league and you get some off nights, I can't recommend these leagues. And this TeamSpeak enough. These two leagues on display here with FSB and Hobo, definitely top-notch shelf groups. And I mean, if you get out there and support it, the game's still alive and well. We're still all here. We see a lot of guys come back to it, and really hope they do, because I cover a lot of iRacing now with the career out there, and I see a lot of guys with fond memories of NR, and you come on tough times, and, let's face it, iRacing can get a little bit expensive, especially out there on the pavement side. We're still here. The great part about this, Sean, it's all content that these creators have given us for years and years and years. It keeps this old game kind of feeling like new for us, and it always serves as the opportunity for older drivers who have stepped away to always come back and play. And there's so many great leagues still out there doing it well. Absolutely,
and you don't have to be old school veteran sim racer to do this. You can come into it new. I mean, look in the field tonight. We've got two sons of drivers out there tonight running in the field with Will Farmer and Isaac Johnson. They weren't even born when these sims came out, and here they are out here racing it, because it's been kept alive by this community. And we take all skill levels. Everybody had to start somewhere. And that's why we have two divisions. We have the FSB division and the pro division at FSB, so that, you know, people can come in and get out there, get some competition with some people who aren't going to be, you know, putting them 16 laps down, yeah, and learn the ropes and move up.
And I forget to mention SRA affiliates here, buddy. You know, my brothers in arms from FTF racing. I mean, FTF's got a reputation of being one of the fastest leagues out there as well. That's a predominantly younger crowd. I bet those guys were probably just in the entrance of grade school when this sim came out. So definitely a vibe through this community. You get a lot of the old timers, the veterans, you know, the guys like myself who've been around 8 or 10 years kicking around, and you get some of the new blood that come in, and they come in hungry and fresh. You got to learn a lot of them, but you got the who better than Isaac Johnson to bring him as an example. Isaac, I've raced with a lot. Really, really good, solid kid. Really damn good race car driver.
Oh yeah, I've had my doors blown off by him many a time as the pace car is off, and Jeff Fugate is going to bring us back to green.
Another one you got to watch out for out here too is Rick Johnson out here in the 25 car. He's another one to look forward. Sorry, I jumped on you there, Jeff.
Oh. Yeah, it's all right. Jump on Jeff anytime.
Well, Jeff's staying out there at front with those old tires staying out, but I don't know if these guys are going to gang up on him or not.
Maybe a man on an island here by the time they hit turn 3 if Mr. Dixon and Mr. Ellick are over there and decide to pounce on him. I think he maybe prey over there to 3 and 4. So far, he's going to hold his own.
He's got a little help coming up behind him there. Once these black cars try to go high around him, I think we'll end up with a hobo line on the bottom. Yeah, Rick Johnson, look at that. Sneakily moving his way up to 5th place there. He's a quiet driver, you know, both in his personality when you talk to him and on the track. You know, he's one of those where did he come from kind of guys, and once again, you know, where did he come from?
Looks pretty tame out there right now. Everybody just kind of minded their P's and Q's, especially through the entire top 10. Everybody kind of just stuck to the low side of the racetrack, and, you know, leave it now as I say that. Jeff Stakanis peeks his nose out, and maybe further ahead, I think that's is that Ed Finley, the 16, is starting to kind of peak up there. I wonder if they're just breathing a nose or maybe timing the run. Don't see anybody making an over-aggressive move trying to find running room up there to maybe make a pass.
Yeah, we got that move on the outside. It's still going to be Mr. Fugate at the line, but here comes Bob Dixon in the 27 car on the high side.
Yep, those top 3 on that high side working together, and I think they're going to build up speed and just work right on by.
Yeah, Bob Dixon's got his Monsoon Motorsports teammate there, and Josh Elliker pushing him good. Ed Finley, another fine super speedway racer there in 4th place, and Rick Johnson. Yeah, we got a big line. See, early in the race we had the FSB on the bottom, the Hobo on top. Now we got the tables turned there. Only difference is this time the black cars are moving forward on the high side. Just goes to show you, it's not so much the line; it's which one has the numbers and the momentum. That's what it's going to come down to. You know, when the flag's in the air.
Yeah, those 3 work real well together right there. They passed that whole inside line and then got down low.
I think those top 3 cars saw that Fugate had got back to Stakanis and Bumbalo and all those guys had a really good run to the bottom, and I think they kind of knew if they didn't get back to the bottom, they were probably going to get freight trained on the inside. So I think Bob and Josh and Ed did exactly the right thing by bringing it down low to hold on to the lead. But it's getting dicey for about 7th on back as I saw Ricky Bumbalo's car just kind of hit the apron. And apron is bad. I don't care what track you're at. You're going this fast. You don't want to get on that flat spot because that car just jumped sideways, and that was a terrific save.
Yeah, especially at these speeds. I mean, you hit that apron, it de-wedges the car, something, you know, very rapidly, very violently, and could easily send you around. So good hands there to hold on to that. Trying to find someone to ride along with here.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Just at this point, you just want to get that comfort zone, ride with somebody, and just follow them and just get laps down.
There we go. We'll get on board. Was it Ricky Napick there?
Yeah, Rich Napick.
Rich Napick in 3.
He's down to the inside with is that Bill Farmer's 29 up high. Those guys are the first battle side by side, but that's all the way back there for 10th. I think we're in logging lap mode right now, Francis. I think these guys see we've got a lot of laps ahead, a couple of early caution flags. You got to see the end to make it, and to do that, you just kind of got to save your race car, getting in line and not being, too impatient with it. Probably the right way to go, but it's all for pride and glory. Who wants to have the bragging rights to win this race, FSB versus Hobo? I'm not sure how long we're going to sit there and be still, but I said we still got a lot of laps here to race.
Absolutely. We're not even halfway yet, 26 laps into a 94-lap race. Francis, since you ran the sprint races there, what is the fuel window with these unrestricted cars?
Oh, God, I didn't even check, Sean. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's it. You're fired. You had one job, Francis. You had one job. Yes, well, normally on a restricted track, even unrestricted with the trucks, you're looking at about 18 to 20 laps around Talladega and Daytona. Probably closer to 19 at Talladega because it's got that extra little fraction of a mile. So I would probably expect the same, probably in the 18 range. They're gonna have the full 22-gallon tank, being GNS Speedway physics.
I think it was 18, because I think I did look at it, and I believe it was 18.
Okay, that sounds about right. You could probably stretch it to 19 or 20 if you're clutching at the tail of the pack, or just, 90% throttling it around. So that will definitely come into play. So we've been green a couple laps here. I'm not going to do the finger math.
I hope you guys do it a lot better than we do on our end of things, because we do that at our end of full velocity all the time, counting fingers and trying to do math, and even some races we don't get the lap ticker, so we're out there counting 1 lap, 2 laps, and we've documented we can't do that at all, so I don't recommend the finger math. If you do it better than we do, salute you.
Well, thanks for the vote of confidence, but I think one week I was calculating for 70 laps, and they really only had 30 left. I don't know what was wrong with me that night.
Could have been Milt. Milt was here. He probably had a couple extra beverages up here in the booth, and may have had a couple of sauced in. He may not be feeling no pain.
You're getting a contact buzz off of his Budweiser.
I gotta say, I applaud what you guys do. It's a lot of fun to come up here and be a part of the conversation, and just such a laid-back deal than what I'm so used to doing. This is a lot of fun to just come out here and it's like hanging out with my buddies watching a race. This is a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Thank you, Phil. I appreciate that. Yeah, love what you do. You're the inspiration for most of what we've done out here, like with the 2-camera thing. And I also have to say, I have to personally thank you. I finally got the chance. You're the only one who picked me in that FSB Pro Cup race that you guys broadcasted. Like halfway through the race, you're like, oh yeah, I like the look of that 62 car. I think he's got a good chance tonight. The only one who said that. Everybody in chat saying Isaac. They're saying Hale. They're saying Elliker. And sure enough,
because any time that we make a prediction, it's usually like the kiss of death. I like to hold on to my buddy Todd to pick a prediction, and usually, as we call it, that black cloud that goes over him. But every now and then, the sun shines on a dog's ass or whatever. So, we're glad we got you up there, Sean. We're fans of what you guys do. We love that you guys keep it real, keep it simple, and have such a great atmosphere over here at FSB. So thanks for having me aboard. I can't stay too much longer. It's been a lot of fun, but keep up the good work, you guys. It's just an honor to come do this, you guys. From broadcaster to broadcaster, mad respect to what you guys do. To do it for a home league week after week. I know the commitment that takes, how you put your Friday nights aside. So salute you guys. Sean, Francis, Jeff, this has been a good time. I'm going to let you guys take on your show. I don't want to steal any more of your thunder, but have some fun. And thanks again for being a part of an awesome event like this. If I can do anything in the future to do what I can do with all the hats that I like to wear to try to stimulate, any kind of growth to an event like this, I am all for it. So
thanks, Phil.
Kudos to you guys. And
we got 3 wide
racing out there.
3 wide on the
take
track.
That from me and have some fun, guys. Thank you
Hey,
much.
Phil, don't burn yourself out, man. Get out there and race some. I would never do what you do with all that scheduling and pressure and stuff. This is a totally, like I said, totally different atmosphere. So consider coming on out and racing, and enjoy your rest of the night on the catch. Thanks for checking in with us and helping us with some of these names and lending your voice to the broadcast.
My pleasure, you guys. Have a good one. Great again. Of course, follow all the experts of what we do. Full Velocity TV, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch TV. We're all out there. You guys doing the same. Feel free to come in, jump in the conversation, our chats anytime. But we're on the airwaves, it feels like right now. 7 nights a week. We've got stuff. I mean, we already have 3/4 of the month of April booked out, and stuff already that may take us into the end of 2019. We're not even in January yet, and we're booking stuff that may take us well into November. So we're going to be at it for a long time, working hard, but we'll stay fresh and hope to come out here and turn some laps with all you guys soon. But Francis, Jeff, Sean, fantastic job. Take care of these guys. They'll take great care of you. Hobo's a great league, and we're glad to come fly the flag for them a little bit. Great guys. We'll see them back here. I got Hobo Sunday night coming up at Full Velocity on the docket, too. So we'll see a lot more of them. So let's do this again soon, guys. This was great.
All right. Good night, Phil. Thanks for checking in.
Have a good one, guys.
Thank you so much, Phil. Thank you so
Yes,
much
sir.
for being out here.
A lot of fun. Good luck, you guys.
Meanwhile, we have
Five-car
sorted out.
pitting.
Yeah, we sorted out that 3-wide deal there. The
Yeah,
5-car.
plus we got-
Yeah.
Plus, we got 2 groups.
Yeah, Mr. Fugate, that strategy didn't pan out for him, but it was definitely a dice roll there. I believe Phil said he likes to roll the dice. But he can possibly still keep that lead draft. He can pit without losing the lap immediately, and if he does catch the caution, he'll be right back in the catbird seat. And yes, as Jeff pointed out, we do have 2 packs going right now.
Yeah, and guess what? Jeff stayed out in that last caution we had. Now he's sitting by himself, so he's definitely going to lose a lot of time. Right
Yeah,
in the
absolutely.
top 5, going to fall back.
Yeah, so see there, our second pack is being led by the 22 car, which tonight is... Why am I not seeing it up in there on the list? 22. Okay. That's Ryan Johnson, one of our organizers of this event. This, by the way, most of the legwork for this was done by Ed Fowler and Ryan Johnson. Ryan Johnson, our primary go-between between the 2 leagues, so we appreciate that. He races at both. And Ed Fowler, again, was involved in putting this together, and he put all these cars together for the FSB side. Painted them all up, and they look great. They got this great Smokey and the Bandit feel to them. Reminds me of that one season you ran that in the Aero 88 there, Hale.
Yep, sure did. Missed those Friday night series. But I tell you what, safest place out front, Bob Dixon, there he is. Lived a whole lot of laps tonight, staying out front, staying out of trouble.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bob.
you're doing a good job.
Yeah, Bob Dixon's pretty much had command of this race from the start. He took the pole, led the early going, and the only laps he didn't lead were those ones that were either 2
gonna have
lines
some
working or
pitting
someone
this
stayed
time.
out. Who's
A bunch of pitting.
okay? So we got pit stops coming up here. Cars diving off. Big old gaggle. Someone's around at the entrance of pit road. That's gonna stack every. Oh no! Oh, that is just a disaster
Oh
for
my
half the
God.
hobo field right there. That is.
And it happens under green too, Sean, to top it all off.
Oh, that is exactly what you don't want to see. I'm gonna have to go back and find the replay on that one.
Now our leader comes in.
Someone else missed pit
Got a
road
car
entirely.
around.
Caution flag. Someone's sliding through the tri-oval. I think whoever it was retired, maybe. I think, well, maybe it was TG Reese.
I think some of these guys pitted after pit road was closed.
So it was
I
TG
think
Reese.
that's the way that happened too, Jeff.
Yeah, they're already committed, so not much that they could do.
Well, there's the point of caution. So you see Slim Jim Gately and TG Reese got together as TG missed pit road. So Ed Fowler, Bill Farmer, Will Farmer, the 8 car from Hobo. Nick Fleck managed to miss the pits. I think maybe the 12 car. Yeah, the Ricky Bumbelow. I said I was going to say that name all night, and that's the first time I got a chance to call it. It's kind of 50-50 whether he's going to get caught out on that. He's over the line on my screen, but I had this happen a couple weeks ago in our Super Speedway series, where on my replay I was completely over the line, and the caution flag came out, and I got dinged for entering a closed pit, and the car in front of me didn't. So, but that worked out with the caution flag, just like this caution flag worked out for all those guys we saw have problems. So as is always the case, we've got just a great big mess when the caution flag comes out under pit stops. I'll also take you back to what started the big mess for the cars pitting under green. It was a 13 of Harry Codian coming in. That's weird. I'm seeing a red flag. That must just be a glitch there. Yeah, see Harry in the 13, he spun on pit entry. And then all these cars stacked up behind him. Yeah, those guys were all helped by this caution flag coming out after they pitted. Assuming they don't have serious damage on their noses from the contact there.
See, Jim Gateway is retired too, Sean.
Yeah, Jim hit TG Reese in that second incident there, the one that brought out the caution.
Yeah, it looks like we got some on a tail end of the lead lap. I got Rick Johnson as leader.
Yeah, this is a big mess. We're just going to have to just let this sort out. I've been remiss in checking in with the chat box there. We got Irene Scarlato checking in. Hello there. Must be a fan of one of our hobo drivers. Jeff Habbock's been watching from FSB. Derby Don says, "Is that hail yakking?" Why, yes, Don, it is. So you're not going to get to have such an easy time next season, Mr. Derby.
What's up, Derby?
What's going on, guys?
Yeah, we got Slim Jim Gately up here in the booth with a Slim. Tough break there. Looked like TG just missed the pits and you had nowhere to go.
I know it looked that way, but it really was my mistake. I was a little too high up on the track, a little last-minute decision to pit, and I think he told me he was looking down at his F2 at the same time, and it's on me. That's why I exited the race.
Okay. I thought he'd already locked up and slid.
No,
That's a tough break for everybody.
You go back and watch it from my view, you'll see where I started slowing down like I was going to pit, and I should have been lower.
Okay, well, yeah, it's a different approach to the pits here at these unrestricted GNS physics. Yeah, coming in well over 200 miles per hour. And I believe these have a tendency to break a little loose under braking, as we saw Harry Codian. He caught a huge break with that caution coming out because he spun going into the pits with the first group on pit road. Jammed them all up. They were going to lose a ton of time under green with that problem.
Yeah, you know, it happens. And yeah, the first incident that I was involved in was one of the hobo guys, Maverick, number 14 car. I really thought I was up underneath him. I'm not sure. You guys went back and looked at it, but I
We
really wasn't
did.
sure.
We did, and it looked like it was one of those things about how we were talking about the body on this mod doesn't match completely with the hitbox. So we think he visually saw himself as clear, maybe use an external view driver, and started to come down, and he wasn't quite clear.
Yeah, and it really wasn't concerned with passing him at the time. I just, you know, he just looked like he left it open there, and I just kind of was easing into it. And next thing I know, we're in trouble. So, what's going on, Mr. Hale?
Howdy, howdy. Man, I was itching trying to get in this race, but fortunately I wouldn't qualify for it. But it's going to happen soon. Can't wait to get behind the wheel again.
Yeah,
What do you think about the race so far tonight? How was the car handling?
Car was handling pretty decent. They kind of jump around a little bit. This mod's a little different than what we're used to running on Friday nights, but I was good with it. I think everybody else is pretty good with it.
So I'm trying to find our leader here. But this ticker is all mixed up.
I got the 25 as the leader.
Yeah,
And
Rick Johnson.
Yeah, he's out there behind all the white cars that are up in front of him, except for one other black one.
See, the standings ticker is showing the 5 of Jeff Fugate as the leader. But you're right, the game has 25 of Rick Johnson as the leader. I wonder if the Race LM standings crashed. Got Roger Nebelzik checking in from the YouTube chat, watching on the TV. Hey man, this is what it's designed for. I don't know why, for some reason it looks terrible on the computer screen, looks great on the phone, looks great on a giant TV. I don't know why in between doesn't work, but yeah, I like checking these out afterwards on the TV just to see my mistakes in much greater detail.
Yeah, I'm watching on a 32-inch, so...
Teresa Rubino, fan of Bino, no doubt. Took that left side impact earlier in the race. Check on where he is now.
So that left them guys that went on pit road, the hobo guys, that must have left them a lap down then, right?
It's looking like it. They're tail end right now.
Yeah, tail end.
Right.
So it's
They're
led by...
looking for a quick caution so they can catch up with the field, but I think Rick at this point is still going to drive patient and stay out anything that happens in front of him as possible.
Yeah, the Rubinos there are part of that that group. They're shown 2 minutes behind, so they're tail end. John the Dog Palmer driving the 7 car for Hobo tonight. He's the first one of those cars that is tail end. Followed by Ryan Johnson in the 22 representing FSB tonight. So yeah, we got quite a few cars in front of the 25. But my standings ticker still isn't updating. So I'm going to investigate why that's not happening.
I will be working lap 43 here when we get to green, so we're getting pretty close to the halfway mark here. Anxious to see how this start's going to be.
Well, Francis, you think it's time to go, or do you still be patient?
No, still be patient.
Absolutely.
Well, guys, you have a good broadcast. Just a little quick apology to the 14, Maverick and Hobo. And anyway, I'll see you guys next time around.
Good seeing you, Slim. Take it easy.
Take care, Slim.
Hey, look forward to you coming back, Jeff. Glad to have you back, dude.
Yes, sir.
Take care.
Take care, Jim. Somebody didn't get a good start. Yeah, there's a lot of cars in front of Jimmy Johnson right now.
Jimmy Johnson.
Oh, sorry. Well, you know, Ricky.
Oh yeah, Rick
He'll
Johnson.
like that anyways. He'll like that anyways.
Rick Johnson does kind of seem like our own Jimmy Johnson around FSB because he just won his 6th Pro Cup title, tying him with Matt Watkins. Tying him with Matt Watkins. So once again, Matt, we know you're out there. You know you want to come back and defend your turf.
Bring it on, Matt. Bring it on. We got Jeff here. He'll take care of that.
Well, I don't know about that.
I gotta step aside here for a minute. I'll be back, guys.
Nope, we got a car going around.
Who's sliding through the tri-oval. That's the 6 car representing Hobo Racing.
Yep, and caution's out.
It is S. Rubino.
So all those cars got back on the lead lap.
Yeah, that's exactly what they were looking for. So good break for them, not so good for the 6 car. So we'll have Nick Fleck getting back on. 22 of Ryan Johnson. We got 7 car John the Dog Palmer. Hey, everybody who got caught up in that pit road debacle is right back at it.
Oh wow, I must have missed a crash.
That's okay, I'm backing up to find it now. And here we go. So we got the 6 car in front of the 25, in front of your leader. Oh, okay. What was that? It happened way too quick for me to process there. Looked like it was just an accordion. Coming off turn 4. Yeah. There was a bad bump and it rippled back to the 6 car and he went around hard left side contact again.
Oh, we got more issues on pit road. Like Josh Elliker and 3 and 25.
Somebody's in the grass. The 6 car's in the grass.
Guess what, Francis? There's a lot of them smiling with getting that caught up on the lead lap from the tail ends.
That's true, yeah.
We got Cody Luke checking in the chat there. Yep, Hobo and FSB. Our 2 leagues tonight there. Looks like Elliker's also got himself a penalty. He's going to the back of the pack here.
Now we got TG as the leader now.
So he must have stayed out.
And look who I see popping up there running in second. Isaac Johnson.
Oh boy, yep, the number 21.
We can't forget about Mark riding in fourth, doing a good job tonight.
There you go. Mark DeCenza's been unusually quiet tonight there. Yeah, in the 17 car, running the David Pearson number there. well, the Holman Moody David Pearson. And, yeah, position 4 for him.
Isaac's going to take the lead.
Yeah, as TG ducks down pit road here to get some fuel, maybe some tires after, maybe get some of that damage worked on too if he didn't get a chance on the last one, because he was involved in the last caution flag, getting hit from behind coming to the pits.
Sean, how would you handle the race at this point? We're exactly halfway. Would you just try and maintain where you're at and just ride and log laps, or is this where you start trying to get aggressive and trying to get up front?
This is where I start wanting to take the positions that'll come to me. You still don't want to overreach, but you still want to take the opportunities as they come and be in a good position for, once again, for the pit stops. I think that when we get clean green flag pit stops, that is going to be the ball game right there.
I agree with you on that one, Sean. Definitely. When we get green flag pit stops, that's going to be it.
That was something I didn't, I didn't get as much chance to do that in my previous sim racing life as before I came back in 2015 here with FSB. I'm sure Hobo has their own similar experience where, you know, all of a sudden, like, man, we're making green flag pit stops, and I'm getting killed on them. So I, no joke, spent an entire weekend practicing pit stops offline. I had a notebook. I took notes on the times, the average times that the various stops took, various options. You practice the various kinds of tracks, your short tracks, your intermediates, super speedways, get those braking points down, and it has paid off. But yeah, I never in my wildest dreams thought I would be spending a whole weekend practicing how to pit, not how to drive any corner, not how to draft, not how to save tires, but how to pit. And you've seen...
you can definitely make up a lot of time on somebody, you know, or jump out way in front. But, you know, you can't do it by yourself. You can have the greatest pit stop by yourself, and you leave by yourself, they're just going to run you down. So, you know, I had a great teammate one time where, you know, we were just nailing our pit stops. And, you know, that was the breaking point of the race. You know, we nail our stops and get, you know, a couple second lead, and they couldn't run us down. It was 2 against 2. So, you know, you just ride along then.
Well, you've had several teammates like that. I mean, it was you and Slim, and it was you and Stone, you and Elliker. You know, you just get hooked up, and yeah, you nail those pit stops, and it's hard to beat. Let's go through the field here and take a look at some of these cars still running here. We got S. Rubino, one of the 2 Rubinos in the field tonight. They're in the 6 car. He's taking some lumps, but he's sticking in there in position 26. Ricky Bumbalo. I know. I promised to say that name a lot tonight. Gonna have to keep trying. He is still on the lead lap, so he's hanging in there. Jim Margison pops. The Venerable One, as our usual broadcast partner Milt Minter Jr. would call him. He's in there in 24th. You know, Pops isn't the biggest fan of super speedway racing, but he can hold his own out there. I think he just lost a little track position in that second caution, jumping on the brakes to miss everything. Look for him to work his way back up to the front, try and catch up to his teammate at Monsoon, Bob Dixon. Yeah, 10 car, B. Spadafora. I'm sorry, I forgot his first. Oh, it's Brendan. Brendan Spadafora. Hey, how you doing there, Brendan? Good to see you actually on the track. He checks in on our broadcasts from time to time. John the Dog Palmer, hopping the fence, running for Hobo tonight in the 7 car. He's currently 17th. And Ryan Johnson representing FSB tonight, but he runs at both leagues, and again, can't thank him enough for all he did to put this together tonight.
Green flag.
And we are back in, yep, back to green.
3 wide.
Yeah, we once again have lap cars up front. Isaac Johnson scored as the leader.
I believe that's Nick up there in the front, isn't it?
Nick is tail end of the lead lap right now, I believe.
He's leading this group, though, I think.
Yes, yeah, he's front of the pack, but
Yeah.
the tail end. He started on
The
the
yellow came out right now. It'd help him.
Definitely, he's looking to improve his fortunes there.
That's what I think those other guys are hoping for, is a yellow. So that way there, they can get their laps back.
Yeah, I'm watching the leaders. They're just being very patient, just riding along in traffic.
Yep, that's exactly what I would do, too.
I'll continue to work my way through the field here. With 15th place is the 14 car, Maverick. Real name of Chris Rogers, representing Hobo. 3 car of Mr. Rob Napick? Arnapick there. The 3 car. Daniel Dupuis in the 8 car. I understand he is a French Canadian, does not speak English very comfortably, so we're not likely to get an interview from him, but having a strong run there, holding on 13th place, staying on the lead lap.
Well, I'm watching Isaac, our leader, taking a peek outside and trying to get people to go with him.
He's going every which way there.
Now, I know Isaac's got friends in both leagues, but he's just trying to get someone somewhere. Oh, someone got really loose going into 3 there. Looks like Ed Finley and Bill Farmer trying to sort it out there.
Ooh, very tight right there.
Yeah, you see how that upset the momentum in that part of the pack, and how that inside line starting to surge forward and close up together. Yeah, you got Mr. Boyer there in the 1 car on the bottom.
Comes that outside line.
Yeah, outside
Yes,
line,
sir.
lots of black cars right now. Looking at Bill Farmer right now on the main camera in the 29 car. He's right behind his son, young Will Farmer. They got Ron Simpson in the 2 car, representing Hobo. Yeah, Rick Johnson was leading not too long ago. Now he's back in 7th, mired in a bunch of white cars down there on the bottom, while all of his FSB brethren pass him on the high side.
Wow, look at Isaac working that high side.
Yeah.
He's trying to make it happen. He's holding the lead. Oh, car hops up in front of him there, trying to latch on.
Woohoo!
Oh,
Whoa. Something's going to happen here. Oh, there we go.
Oh, it's the
Oh,
big
big one.
one.
The big one has happened.
Cars are still piling in. 26 car on his roof. Oh, man.
Well, some of these guys get their laps back.
yeah, it's kind of hard to tell, but it looked like when the car jumped up in front of Isaac, it just slowed so much momentum down on him and got into the back of him or barely missed him and tried to dodge him or something. Couldn't tell, but just lost it after that.
I know that guy went across that grass and he was flying. And I knew something was going to happen. I didn't get the number of the car.
It's the 9 car of Di Rubino. And they roll right on board. Not on board, but the camera on him. It looks like, yeah, there's just a little... He slipped up into the line, there's a little contact, and it's on from there. You see just a parking lot through turn 4 there. Several cars were tumbling. Yeah, the 19 got some air. 15, 3, 2 car all took hard hit.
Rick Johnson took a hard hit, too.
2 car, flipping, 15, 3 tumbling, 26 and the 10. Hard contact there. There are going to be a lot of aerodynamically spoiled cars and some sour engines after that one.
No doubt about it.
I saw the 15 car on pit road and he was just bent every which way. I think the 2 car might have the wildest ride here. Go on board and see pretty much what you see. Yeah, he knows. He saw that coming a long time and almost found a way through the middle, and then boom, up from the bottom. Yeah, he had the front row seat.
Isaac Johnson just disconnected.
Oh no, manually or did it drop him?
Manually.
Oh, maybe he felt responsible for that. It's hard to assign blame in something like that. Well, you're right, I had camera 2 on him, and it was just sitting there on nothing.
Yeah, everything happens in a blink of an eye, and you either got to be, in the right place or do something to try and avoid it. It just happens so fast in these type of tracks, just reaction.
Let's take a look on Isaac's view of how that all went down, too. What number was
How's
he in?
everybody doing in
Isaac-
the broadcast booth?
I think Isaac was ahead
Hey,
of
Mark.
him, though, I
How's it
believe.
going?
Hey, Mark,
Hey, Jeff. Nice to see you. How you doing?
Hey, Mark.
having fun in the booth.
Nice.
So, Mark, how was it out there?
Not too bad. Riding around the back there early on, and then me and Isaac decided to try to go to the front and test the high line for late in the race, and we did pretty well. We got up there pretty good. But yeah, it was a lot of close calls. The last one was just, I don't know, car went down and just came across the track. I don't know what happened really. It's just cars everywhere.
Well, I've got it up here on the replay. And it looks like whoever called it and said that the momentum got slowed by the second car coming up, I think that's pretty much what happened. I'll back it up a little further here. So you see Isaac's following that one car there, the one that went into the grass. He's following him down the backstretch, and then the 5 car moves up, and then everything slows down, and there's that little bump because, there's that extra space you can't see on these cars. Down to the grass goes... Yeah, it goes the car that was originally in front of Isaac, and then it's just on from there. Just carnage in Isaac's rearview mirror.
Well, Mark, I tried to get behind the wheel tonight, but they wouldn't take my money. So, been having fun up here. How was the car as far in the draft? I mean, do they really push or?
No, handle's pretty good. Actually, me and Isaac were on a high side there coming to the front, and we basically did it not by ourselves, but I mean, we passed quite a few cars on the high side, and we kind of worked the draft a little bit, and now it handled pretty good. A little twitchy, but not bad at all. It really handled good, fast. But if you could work the draft, you could go to the front. I'm sure if you were out there, we'd been up there.
I would like to try. I'll tell you what, congrats on your season. I'll try to be back next season, but I'll tell you who I got my eye on. I've been saying it all night, and there he is out again in front. Bob Dixon, 27.
Yeah, 10-4.
There he is. And
I was just going to say that.
He's got Chris Rogers there in the 14 car. Yeah, Chris has stayed out of trouble all night, and he's found himself near the front. Eric Codian recovering from that botched pit stop there, finds himself in third. And there are a whole lot of ugly cars out there. I'm seeing twisted roofs all throughout this field. TG Reese's car. Looks like Godzilla stepped on it.
Yeah, I was going to stay in, but motor was shot. But, all right, thanks, guys. Good job, Sean. You guys broadcast. You guys do a hell of a job. And thanks to FSB and Hobo for putting us on. And it was fun while it lasted.
All right, thanks for stepping in, Mark. And better luck through the other off-season events coming up. And as you go for 3 next season in the Winston Cup Series.
Yeah,
Yep.
10-4. We're going to give it a shot. Jeff, nice to see if you get back next season, man. That'd be awesome.
Yes,
you have
sir.
a shot. You have a shot to finish second every night.
Yeah, good seeing you,
No.
Mark.
Shade has been thrown,
Okay.
folks, right
Okay.
here.
No.
Live on
I'd like to
YouTube.
see you back, man.
Take care, Mark.
All right, guys. Take care.
See you, Mark.
He takes that last minute to throw in it, you know.
Yeah, he does. I tell you what, Mark's a great guy and a great racer. Always enjoy
Absolutely.
rubbing fenders with him.
Yes, he is a nice guy.
Meanwhile, Nick Fleck is texting and driving, as he just sent me a Facebook message. Says, oh, come on, I just lost it. Says, watch me, I'm destined, just made up 3 laps. So let's keep an eye out for Mr. Fleck there
Oh, yeah, that's right.
in the 28 car. I call him the Hedgehog, or Sonic, and he's keeping at it, so here we go. Back to green.
Okay.
Bob Dixon leading some hobo cars on the high line with a whole bunch of torn up FSB cars on the bottom.
Green flags out.
Yep, here we go.
You see TG Reese just rolls right out of the way. He knows that car is absolutely toast.
Best way to do it, too.
Like Ryan Johnson's finding himself a lap down again somehow, but he's going to latch onto the back of Bob Dixon. A little help from Josh Elker on the bottom as well, but we got 4 hobo up top, 3 FSB on the bottom. And they're pulling away from the second pack, and I think damage is causing cars to maybe not get as good a start as they wanted to. Now, it's difficult with no passing until the backstretch, and you got damaged cars all around you. And that's why it's really best to just get yourself to the back of the pack if you do have damage, so yeah, you don't know what you got, you can get out of the way.
Yep, best thing to do is just get lined up and ride. And so we still got another pit stop, so still a lot more
Absolutely.
racing to go.
We got 4 FSB on the bottom, 5 hobo up on the top. Looks like soon to be 5 down on the bottom for FSB. Well, Bob Dixon out there in the front. Once again, thank God for the help with the line there. You can see FSB using that bottom line again, like they were doing earlier in the race, and hanging them hobo guys out to dry up there on the top.
Yeah, it looks like they're just sitting ducks right now. As long as they stay lined up down low, they're just going to keep falling back and losing more spots.
Well, I'm going to put up the side-by-side and step aside for a minute and let you guys take it from a couple minutes.
We can do that, can't we, Jeff?
I hope so.
We could try. Yeah, Bob Dixon doing a great job out there, boy.
Yeah, I tell you what, you got Josh and Rick Johnson right there behind him, and can't go those guys out either because we know all about Rick, Mr. Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, exactly, right? He's gonna get me for that one. I know it already.
Yeah, this is Josh's style of track, though. He's been a teammate of mine as well, and really good at these tracks. He's always been a threat.
Oh yeah, on the super speedway, yeah, definitely, no doubt. Well, the top 5 right now are FSB running out there out in front, and we're working lap 62 and 94. Like you said, you know, Jeff, we got one more pit stop. Hopefully, we'll see if it's going to be under green, and then they'll tell the story for sure.
Hey, guess who was almost a lap down now? And look, right in 7th. Potts doing a great job tonight.
Yeah, he is. I believe he's 71 years old, if I remember right, and this guy can race for sure. There's no doubt. Pops is a great guy to race with too.
Yeah, I'm watching these guys. They're all kind of nose to tail now and just riding. I think they want to get this last stop out the way, and then we're all start the race.
Exactly. Notice the Hobo guys went down to the bottom there. They kind of cut out the top line there, although they're trying to form it again. I'm down to complete lap 63, working lap 64 of 94, and we got Bob Dixon up in the front right now. Wow, everybody kind of scattered there for a bit.
Yep, sure did. And Bob's really pulling away. No cautions out.
Oh, we got a caution.
Oh, we came back just in time.
Now, this still probably isn't going to help them to go to the end of the race, so they're probably still going to have another pit stop.
I can't seem to find what brought out that caution.
Well, speaking of pit stops, I'll be right back.
It might have been a debris caution, too. Who knows?
Yeah, with all these busted up cars. I'm watching it on my camera too here.
Bob's going to bring her down pit road here.
Yeah, there's no smoke anywhere on the track.
Yeah, it had to be a debris caution
Oh,
because I didn't see nothing.
No, there it is. Webb blew up in the 19.
Oh.
Yeah, Steve Weber, one of those cars, heavily damaged with a twisted roof. Yeah, it finally just gave up the ghost.
Bob Dixon getting right side tires. Filled it up with fuel. Just can't say enough about Bob Dixon there in the 27. Quite the year he's had as well as far as health goes, and things are finally turning around for him, and it's really great because he's gone through a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah, we were proud to announce on a Friday night that what he told us in the drivers' meeting, which is he's prostate cancer free. He went for a last-ditch treatment. It wasn't looking good, and he turned it around. So he kicked cancer square in the nuts, and we couldn't be happier about it.
That is for sure.
And some more cars topping off down pit road here. And so again, with an 18 lap, yeah, this is a one-stop race from here. And if we can just get that good, clean green flag stop in there we've been waiting for all night, then again, that could be the deciding factor.
Get all the hobo guys up front there, staying out there, all these white cars. And you know a lot of them are trying to save fuel.
Milt Minter Jr., our usual broadcast partner, checking in via text message here. Says he was going to try to watch some at some point. Bust. Visiting parents in Tekacapi.
Big shout out to Milt. Hadn't seen Milt in a while.
Hey, Milty!
Yeah, we love everything Milty does for us here at FSB. Usual Friday night provider of Miltisms. No Miltisms tonight. Well, he did misspell Tekacapi.
Uh-oh, you can get him for that one.
Ka-ting! Yeah, I don't have the multimeter set up. And the only reason I know Tekacapi, and even how to say it, is because there is a famous railroad site out there called the Tekacapi Loop, where it's one of the few places where you actually find the same railroad track run over itself, as it makes a spiral to both build up and scrub off speed to go up and down the mountains through Southern California.
Aha!
So you see that all the time on train sets, but not necessarily on the real thing.
Oh, we got Chris Rogers up front here for Hobo right now. We're going to be going green next time here. Basically, our lights are off.
You know, we got Harry starting second, and you know how he is. It's getting that time in the race where he can start making a move. And look at Dog up at third, the big dog.
Yeah, definitely. Oh boy.
Yeah, we got a whole lot of hobo up front. Looks like they chose to stay out to line up, whereas the FSB guys topped off, and so the end result is the same. You get both groups are pretty solidly lined up.
Yeah, Bob fell back to 11th now, so we'll see how he does trying to get back through this field and trying to get back out front. Definitely calls for patience, but I tell you what, guys, I think patience is starting to run out.
For sure. The laps are running down, Jeff. It's time to go.
And even though we've had the big one, we haven't had a lot happen due to, severe impatience, just little misjudgments and bad bumps. So when we start getting aggressive, ooh, it could get interesting.
Think Scar's in?
See how this start works out here. Green flag's out.
We were back at it again. With...
Whoa! One of the HOBO guys just hit the wall towards the back.
Yeah, that really stacked them up.
Wonder if they tried to start in too low a gear there and spun the tires or something.
I think that's what it looked like, Sean.
Yeah, I don't know if these are set up to start in first or second gear, but sometimes that can be, again, a little jarring with the unrestricted motor.
Meanwhile, up front, we still got the 14 Maverick lead. Harry running second. Big Dog in third.
Yeah, they're pretty well... I think they're set in their plan from here. They're just going to stay hooked up. They're going to keep it on the bottom. And they're going to bring it home to that money pit stop and try not to have a repeat of that first time they tried to hit pit road together. And they all ended up sideways and stacked up on pit road.
Rick Johnson leading the FSB crew here.
Yeah, we got Sean's buddy running in fifth position. Ricky Bumbublo.
Aha!
Bumbalo. I was telling Phil when he was when he graciously popped in early to help us sort out these names here. Told him that that's the type of name that if it was on a baseball player's jersey would look like the St. Louis Arch on the back of there. They'd have to bend that sucker to fit it on.
Boy, this pit stop is gonna name it all, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, just got a
Whoa.
24 car up out of line. That's Pops Margison. I think he just got a little closer than he wanted to in the corner and got some of that bumper grab.
Yep, he did. I saw it.
Yeah, pretty much everybody running the single file again. They know one more stop, and after that, then it's time to race.
Yeah, that's the way I like to run them myself, and with laps led not meaning anything tonight, that's the way to go. Get yourself in position to make the money stop.
Of course, they're both on different strategies, too, because the FSB guys pitted that last time, and the HOBO guys didn't. So it's going to come down to gas mileage, I think, here.
I think both can make it, but the HOBO guys will have to pit first, which can be an advantage if they catch a caution. But if the FSB guys pit at the same time or even a lap after, they'll end up taking less fuel and thus be out of the pits faster. So, and it's a pick 'em. The FSB drivers will not have to take 2 full cans to make the finish. Unless they choose to run it dry.
Now coming down to complete lap 72, working lap 73 of 94 now. Looks like they're going to be coming up on a lap car here.
Yeah, we've got a lot of damaged IROC Camaros out there right now. Just hanging on for what they can. It looks like that's the number 4 car.
Coming up on 20 to go, so a few more laps, and everybody pretty much be in a fuel window.
Exactly. You gotta figure with 18 to go is when you start seeing people making some moves, some dice rolls. Something I learned back when those back when the Redline guys from Blazing Pedals were whooping up on us in the Super Speedway series is if you're in the window on the final stop, be the first ones in, and you're going to come out in front. As long as you got 4 cars hooked up like they always had.
Plus, another advantage by pitting, early too is if caution comes out. Well, the other guys hadn't pitted, so they're pitting, and you stay out and get a ton of spots that way.
Exactly. If everybody has to pit, you're going to cycle through faster because you take less fuel. If it comes out after you're already on pit road, you're definitely in the catbird seat. There's tons of upside to being the first ones on pit road in a situation like this.
I think the only way we're going to have a caution is if somebody blows up, I think. It's about the only way it's going to happen right now, the way it looks. It's going to be interesting, no doubt about it.
Yep, definitely the money stop. Got to have friends, and this will be the stop, the one that counts.
I'm looking at the scanner here, nothing on there yet for pitting.
Yeah, one car drifting high there. It's the 4D Sorensen.
Well, I think once we start seeing stops, it'll start probably calling everybody else soon, and it'll be monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah, I believe that's what's going to happen too, Jeff.
Yeah, not sure what Mr. Sorensen in the 4 car is doing there. Just keeps going up and down.
Just like we got a few pitting this time by.
Yep, we're going to see a whole bunch of hobos pitting right now. And we are in that window.
Oh, we're going to see this now. All the hobos are pitting. No, not all of them. There's still 4 of them out there.
Oh, yeah, we got
And,
one around.
major contact coming on the pit road.
Big crash, yep. Of course, there won't be a caution for that.
12 car is done.
Nope.
Black
We stay
smoke.
green.
Black smoke of death from the 12 car on that one.
Just like we got the 13 and 3 coming in this time by.
Well, Rick Johnson's up in front.
And because that group got broken up, some of those guys will find themselves lapped down after making that pit stop.
Yeah, definitely right. And those guys that sit on the track now are just hug nose to tail, and they're just going to make up some time now.
Or 14 laps to go.
We're getting to that point where I'm the FSB guys. I want to be on pit road soon. I don't want to make it take any more fuel than it has to get to the finish.
I'm pretty sure it was 18, but maybe it was a little bit more, Sean. But maybe they can make it the rest of the way.
No, they definitely can't make it. I'm pretty sure of that.
Down to a dozen laps to go.
Yep, and nothing showing on the scanner.
Like, unless it's only a one-can stop anyway. Don't know what they're waiting for.
Of course, the hobo guys that are on the high side there, they're lapped down.
Oh, I hear squealing.
Guys are coming in.
Here we go. Gaggle of black cars hitting pit road.
Just one spun around. I can't give the number of it, but got himself straightened out. He's going down pit road right now.
Otherwise, very clean and orderly entry. They should be able to stay together.
We did a lot of practicing of pitting that night there the other night, so it's showing right now for sure.
Just like our leader, Rick Johnson, was taking 2 tires.
Bob Dixon gets out first.
Yeah, at this point, I imagine it's 2 tires and a can or a can and a half. Yeah, Bob Dixon with a number 1 pit stall comes out in the lead.
Ten laps to go.
No, the 8 car Daniel Dupuis.
Oh, you can say it for one more last time. You just disconnected, Ricky.
Bumbolino?
There you go.
Is that his name?
Yep.
Yeah, tough night for him, but definitely gets the best name award. I'm jealous. I've just got one sharp, short syllable. Rape.
I think Bob Dixon will be leading once all this plays out.
That's what I think too. In fact, I've got the
That's what I was
camera.
thinking.
Camera locked onto him on the left side here. Now, Mr. Fugate is showing as the leader currently. That's the driver of the 5 car. Trying to find him on the track.
Yeah, he's going to be pitting this time
There we
according to
go.
the scanner.
He is pitting. Okay.
Yep, and it makes Dixon up front.
You know, that monsoon duo of Elliker and Dixon, they're maintaining a pretty wide gap over the rest of the FSB cars that pitted with them. And when this is all said and done, I believe John Palmer and Harry Codian are going to be the highest running hobo entries. And they're wrecking. They are wrecking hard to the inside. No caution because they're still on the grass.
Wow.
I tell you what, those 3 cars are catching the leaders.
They're finally getting it together, but I was just amazed at how long those 2 leaders stayed up front. You know, John Dog Palmer getting that car going, and caution finally does come out as he was stopped in the tri-oval, getting rolling. What? Then drives into the wall after taking the caution. I'm thinking he must have had a tire down. Probably should have called a tow truck there. So we have got a mess on our hands.
Well, Jeff, do you pit?
No, you definitely stay out. Once we go green, I mean, you're only going to have 4 or 5 laps. So
Yeah, that's a heck no from me.
I figured it would be, but I just wanted to throw that out there. I see John Palmer there going down the inside of the track there. On the backstretch here, the leaders were slowing up there. Boy, they had to go around him there. He's still staying out on the track. Passing the pace car.
Well, I've got it called up here as to what exactly went down. And here we go. Just going into 3. Looks like Harry Codian maybe. Yeah, he just rubbed that extra bit of rear end on the bumper there. And the one car starts pinballing and catches both of them. Hard to the inside for Harry and for the 7. And then, yeah, right here it looks like there's going to be no caution. The dog can just either get it rolling or call a tow truck. Or retire because it's pretty much done at that point.
I think he's still got a flat out there right now. He's running around out there ahead of the pace car.
Well, watch
but
what
running
happens.
very slowly.
Watch what happens too once he gets going. As he finally gets it to asphalt, gets it rolling forward, and then the car just does not turn through the tri-oval, and he slams the wall going into turn 1. So yeah, I have to agree, that car probably did have a flat. And he did not do it any favors there. So, this, as they say, changes everything.
yeah, it's going to be a heck of a restart. We got Bob Dixon leading, Josh Elliker running 2nd, Ed Finley 3rd. Big shout out to Ed Fowler. Where did he come from? Running 4th.
Nice job,
top
Ed.
5. Pops Martin up to 5th.
Yeah, Ed's the super speedway sleeper, man. He's been the MVP 2 seasons in a row for the team concept racing we run on Tuesday nights in the off season.
Well, Sean, when we go green, we're just going to have a couple of laps. At this point, would you like to be the leader and just try and defend the block, or would you rather be 2nd, 3rd, and try and make a move on somebody?
Well, in this format where it's all about the team, I want to be the leader with those teammates lined up behind me like he's got. I don't think you're going to see anybody try and go for the individual glory and ruin the team point concept.
Boy, John Palmer just barely made it out.
I imagine they had to do extensive repairs. I mean, he pulled a Ricky Rudd hitting that inside wall, and then hard again on the right side with the flat tire.
Going to be quite the shootout.
Yeah, I was just figuring it should be maybe a 2-lap shootout. That's what I'm looking at.
2, maybe 3.
Are they allowed to go under 10 to go? As soon as the green comes?
I believe
Yes.
so. We're running under
Yes, they are.
current FSB rules.
Because I think we're definitely in for a while restart with 2 to go.
Just to recap the team point situation, it's 30 points for the win, 29 for second, 28 for third, etc. And it's just team points. Team points total is what's going to carry the day. Ricky Bumbalo checking in on the YouTube chat. Tough break for everybody, but he says he dug himself a hole speeding on pit road, and that'll get you every time. Thanks for coming out, though, and thanks for checking in as we try to bring you this finish here.
Yeah, this is where you definitely want some friends working with you.
That's for sure.
Pace car lights are out. Yes, it's going to be a 3-lap shootout. Next flag ends it. And what can Hobo get working on the high line here?
It would be great if Bob Dixon won this. Sorry, Jeff, didn't mean to walk on you there. But it would be a real good thing for if he won this after what he's been through.
Absolutely. We're pulling for Bob. Not to be too much of a homer. I mean, yeah. But it's Bob. You gotta love Bob. Retired English professor. United States Air Force, Vietnam era veteran. He was actually stationed overseas, staging the planes and the ammunition for the Air Force during the Vietnam.
Well, here we go. Getting ready for that pace car to drop down pit road, and we're going to get the green for a couple of more laps. We're going to see who's going to end up winning this great race we're having here between FSB and Hobo.
Yep, pace car's in, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to go side by side. Camera 1 on the left, and on board of the top running Hobo car on the right. As they're backing up, they're looking to make a run here. Kind of hanging back on the start a little bit.
Looks like the front two got a good jump.
And that's because I wasn't live on camera 2. There we go. So we're on board with Daniel Dupuy in that 8 car, and he's got shot out of a cannon off turn 2. They're trying to make it work.
Here comes Ed Fowler.
Two laps to go this time by.
And oh, one of the cars hard in the wall. And he keeps it out of trouble. Will stay green to the finish. So that was Pops Margison. Daniel Dupuis in that 8 car has just had a fantastic night. Kept that thing clean all night long, and here he is at the finish. He's got the best hope for the white cars. Going for the high line around Nick Fleck. There should be a white flag in the air, right?
Yep, white flag's in the air. Final lap, heading down the back stretch.
I'm watching these guys, and nobody's making a move yet. Maybe they're going to try and get somebody coming out of 4.
Yeah, dude just can't quite get there, and actually his own help bails out on him. Looks like Bob Dixon will bring it home with his teammate Josh Elliker second, Ed Fowler third.
All right.
A big gaggle of hobo behind them.
Yeah, Bob Dixon was just awesome tonight. Stayed up front most of the race, won a lot of laps. Here comes his great victory. Good job for him.
Start from the pole and win the race. That's the way to do it.
Ooh, we got cars flipping on the cooldown lap.
Alright, go down to the finish here. Bob Dixon winning. Josh in second. Ed Fowler third. Rick Johnson in fourth. Ryan Johnson fifth. Sixth place is Ed Finley. And look who finished 7th spot. Nick there after being 3 laps down after having that internet problem. 8th spot is Daniel Dupuis in the number 8. 9th spot is the number 5. Fugate, and 10th spot is the number 6.
Now we got Maverick finished in 11th. Boyer got 12th. Spadafora finished 13th. Pushrod 14th. Our own Will Farmer, great job for him tonight, getting out top 15.
Well, there we have it there. Great finish to our inaugural IROC Interleague shootout here. Let's see if we can get a word with some of our top finishers. I'm not sure how we want to break this down. I know Daniel Dupuis doesn't do English for interviews. That's funny that Phil warned us that we wouldn't be able to grab him for an interview, and then sure enough, he's the highest finishing HOBO Racing finisher. Highest finishing finisher. There you go. That's a good one, Sean.
So we can get Francis to be our interpreter.
Francis, do you speak French?
All right. No.
Oh, okay. You had me going there.
Okay, I led 47 of the 94. That's all the marbles. Can't believe it. I am thrilled.
And we are joined in the booth by our race winner, Bob Dixon. And heck of a job, man. That was just dominant from the pole, up front all night. Even when you were back in the pack, you stayed out of trouble. So definitely a great job there, buddy.
Thank you, Sean.
Great job there, Bob. Great job, man.
Thank you, Francis.
I'm so proud, man. It's great to see you win this race.
Yeah, I watched you all night, Bob. The car was strong, started up front, made some good decisions, stayed out of trouble, and that's always been my motto racing these type of tracks is stay up front and just stay out of trouble. Is that what your plan was tonight?
Oh, yeah. I appreciate that, Jeff.
Yeah, you either want to be up front or out back. I don't like being in that kill zone, so you're definitely sitting where I like to be. Although there were a few times, though, where strategy did cycle you back. How much different was it in the pack versus out front? Did the car handle different with these unrestricted motors and maybe a little more tire wear?
Well, Sean, I tell you, I never lifted the whole race, and I never had any damage on the car. So I really couldn't tell because I had done the practice with our guys last night and then most of that race. There was a little bit of a difference. I could really groove the entry to 1 and 3 when I was out front, but that caution came out just as I was going into the pits, and it sent me all way back to 11th or 12th, but we got it back, and I just happened to be up front.
Nice. Well timed, good strategy. And of course, it helped that right on your 6 was your Monsoon Motorsports teammate and super speedway specialist, Josh Elliker.
That's right. That's right. I thanked him.
Man, Josh, did your view change all night, or was it just full of Bob Dixon's bumper?
Oh, I had a couple laps where I was out way back. I was with Bob, too, when we got caught up on pit road when the caution came out. And
he did.
Yeah, and I was way in the back when the big wreck happened, so I was in the best place there. And then we nailed that last stop. Bob had the perfect stop, and when I saw him come out in first, I was ecstatic. I was like, I couldn't be happier to finish second. I just want to push him to the victory. He's had such a rough season on Tuesday nights, so I'm real happy to be able to push him to the win.
Absolutely.
And my modem never dropped me. I mean, my router.
Absolutely, that's right.
The new router worked.
That's the real MVP. The new router and modem.
Right
there you go.
You got to put the trophy right beside the modem.
Yeah, which router brand is that?
Yeah.
Is that your new sponsor for next season? Yeah, that's right. This is a trophy race, I believe. Ed Fowler, are you putting that up?
Yes, sir. Outsiders Racing is putting up the trophy.
Awesome. And again, our third place finisher also had a huge hand in organizing this, painted all the FSB cars. Yeah, Ed Fowler and Ryan Johnson put this together. So great run, Ed. Man, you were Mr. Where Did He Come From? Because we didn't even see how you got up there.
Well, I was about around 10th or so all night long, back and forth. And I think the biggest thing that happened tonight is I avoided that big wreck. I went right through it, and that was pretty good. Had a good last pit stop right there, and it just all played out well.
Awesome. Well, good job again, and thanks for you and for Ryan, who's also up here in the booth lurking, for putting this together. It was great fun. Thanks to Phil Lacasse, guys getting him to come up here and give me a hand, because I don't really know the Hobo guys, and it'd be nice if we could get some of the top finishers from Hobo up here too, because this was a...
I'm calculating points right now for team. It's looking like FSB, but give me 1 second and I'll have an announcement there.
All right, yeah, I have to assume so because, yeah, the top.
Yeah, but just want to make it official and have it.
But thank you guys for doing the broadcast tonight too. We appreciate that. Surprise guest.
Yep.
Surprise guest announcer there, Jeff Hale.
Yeah, talk about out of nowhere, Hale with the pinch hit. Thanks a bunch for coming up here, Jeff.
Yeah,
really
good job. Good
Really
job
enjoyed it.
there, Josh.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun out there, and thank you all for putting it together and for broadcasting it. I know it's a lot of work, but I think it really paid off. Proud of Hobo, proud of FSB. We really put on a show.
Good job there, Ed, too. Did a good job out there tonight, too.
Thanks, Francis. What were you saying, Jeff?
Yeah, good job on Josh. Stayed with Bob there pretty much the whole night once they got together. And I know they're gonna be tough to beat, but Ed, I was watching you, man. You were coming and kept the car out of trouble. But if I was racing tonight, you probably would have finished at least fourth.
Oh man, he's not even. He hasn't even got the wheel hooked up again, and he's throwing shade. Ed
Sean.
Fowler, can you grab whoever
There's nobody else there.
everybody left?
Yep.
Oh man.
They just left just a few minutes ago.
Oh, I was hoping we'd get it's a 2-league show. I was hoping we'd get some representatives up here, at least maybe who your main contact was there at Hobo. But we thank them tremendously for going along with this. We hope we can keep doing this. Bring Hobo back, maybe expand it, get a couple more leagues in. Let's see if we can create a monster
Sean?
here. Yeah, man.
Don't we have an announcement for Bob Dixon? The contribution there?
Yes, indeed, that is true. Thank you so much for reminding me, Francis, because I forget things. There has been an anonymous benefactor pledging a $100 donation to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital in the name of our winner, which tonight is Bob Dixon. So,
Oh, wow. That is great.
that is
Just
great.
praise the Lord.
That's a fantastic charity, one that we unanimously selected as the official charity for FSB going forward. So any charity events that we put together are going to go to St. Jude's. I think most of us are parents or grandparents or uncles around here, so it's even if we haven't needed them, we've known some kids who have, and that's a cause that like I said, we've universally supported. So that's awesome. Thanks to our anonymous benefactor. And Sam said he's pledging more in FSB's name, $20 there too. If anybody else is looking for, it's charity season, it's holiday time. So if anybody's looking for a worthy one, St. Jude's definitely one way to go. That's where I do my Smile Amazon donations. A little bit towards every purchase. From every purchase I make goes towards St. Jude's as well.
Well,
So-
you guys have heard my story, and I am a supporter of the American Cancer Association. So, but I do appreciate St. Jude's, and I have given to them in the past. But it's a great honor to have that donation made with my name on it. Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, it's awesome. And of course, great job representing FSB, everybody. Thanks to all our Hobo friends coming out. And great run for you guys. Tough break there with that big wreck on pit road a couple times for the Hobo guys. Otherwise, I think they might have had something for you. Might have had some interesting side-by-side finishing.
And just for the record book, I think we knew it by the finishing order, but I have it scored 246 to 218, Team FSB.
There we go. So congrats to my
Great.
fellow FSBers. Thanks again, and Hobo. Thanks, Ryan and Ed, for putting this together. Thanks as always, Francis the Bandit Dittman, for joining me up here in the booth, and surprise guest Jeff Hale, who we're going to be looking for on Friday nights. I'm pushing for it. I want someone else other than Slim and Mark to win those races.
Well, I appreciate it tonight, guys. It was a lot of fun up here. And congrats again, Bob. Full job tonight.
Yeah, but again, congrats to our winner, Bob Dixon. Second place, Josh Elliker. And third place, Ed Fowler. Gonna wrap this one up. It was a fun night, but it's getting late. So let's do this again sometime. But for now, I'm Sean Reap signing off for FSB Racing Live.